Do you constantly feel drained or exhausted? You wake up every day as if it were another cycle. The clock ticks another hour, another meeting, another day at work. But while you strive to achieve, grow, and do more, the fatigue and exhaustion don't seem to subside. It's not a failure of yours. It's not just physical or mental fatigue. What you might not realize is that there's something much deeper at play, almost imperceptible. A system that consumes your energy without you knowing, without you seeing, but is being controlled against you all the time. Society has been structured this way, and most of us are following along without realizing it. Everything you think is normal, your work, your relationships, your daily commitments, was designed to make you feel exhausted. It's not about individual failures. It's not about insufficient effort. It's about a system that drains your energy and makes you believe you're just living everyday life. They've built a system so perfect, so invisible, that you might live in it without questioning, without understanding how much you're being drained. And worse, they want you to keep it that way. They want you to think that all of this is inevitable, that exhaustion is part of the process, that fatigue is a natural consequence of modern life. But what's happening behind this is much deeper. We can say that this system is like a theft, not of material goods, but of our energy, the most valuable resource we have. The energy you spend every day without even realizing it is the real fuel of this system. This system only needs your attention, your focus, your emotions. It was designed to make you feel trapped, making you believe that this is normal, that there's no other way to live. But the truth is that the real prison is invisible, and it's in your mind. And until you wake up, until you break free from this illusion, nothing will change. This is the real game, a game designed to keep you inside it while you spend your energy sustaining it. But why, even after a day of rest, does the feeling of tiredness persist and the body never seems to fully recover? As I said, this may be deeply related to your energy. You are being drained and might not even notice. The system we are all subject to wasn't made to nurture or feed our vitality. On the contrary, it was meticulously structured to consume our energy. Here we are talking about the energy you spend, not just physical, but mental and emotional. Every moment of your day, from work to free time, is an opportunity for this system to take from you what is most valuable: your attention, your focus, and your emotions. Work, for example, is not just a trade of time for money. It's not a simple compensation for hours spent on tasks. The system makes us believe that what matters is productivity, that our value is measured by how much we produce. This puts us in a cycle where the more we strive, the more we are drained. The physical and mental effort we dedicate to work isn't just a trade of energy. It's a silent extraction, leaving us with little or nothing by the end of the day. But this doesn't only happen in the work environment. The consumer society we live in is one of the biggest contributors to this draining. Advertising, social media, the news, all of these consume our attention systematically. We are constantly bombarded with messages demanding our energy. Every click on a notification, every comment on a post, every thought induced by an ad is a fragment of our energy being captured. Every moment we spend browsing with no clear purpose, we are feeding a system that exploits our energy relentlessly. And contrary to what one might think, the impact is not just a passing feeling of tiredness. The wear and tear accumulates day after day, creating a vicious cycle. The focus you dedicate to something that holds no real value to your life is wasted energy. And while you see yourself consumed, society moves on as if it's normal, as if it's natural for everyone to experience this exhaustion. There's a normalization of fatigue, as if it's an inevitable part of modern life, when in reality, it's just a reflection of a system designed to drain us. This is intentionally built to keep us trapped, always trying more, giving more of ourselves but receiving little in return. And while we are busy with routines, obligations, and desires fueled by distractions around us, the system keeps running, extracting what is most vital in us, without us even knowing we're being robbed. This is one of the biggest challenges we face. It's not just about doing more or having more, but understanding that true wealth lies in our energy. And to take back control, we first need to realize how much we are being drained and how this affects everything around us. For we are beings who can choose to direct our energy toward what truly matters, but that requires more than just willpower. It requires awareness of what is really at stake. Throughout the day, we are bombarded with news, polarized opinions, and an incessant cycle of consumption. Instead of focusing on what truly matters, we are pushed into a constant state of distraction, where the sense of urgency is manipulated to keep us from confronting the core issues. Politics, for example, with its debates and divisions, is one of the biggest examples of this manipulation, creating a common enemy between people, whether around ideologies or parties, keeps society engaged in endless arguments. We've been conditioned to believe that our political differences are the main problem. But while we're busy attacking each other, the real decisions continue to be made behind the scenes, out of the spotlight. The media, with its constant flow of sensationalized and dramatized information, keeps us trapped in a cycle of reactivity. Headlines scream for our attention, but instead of informing us, they distract us from deeper, more essential questions. Each new crisis, each new scandal pushes us even further to the sidelines, preventing us from questioning the system that oppresses us. And then there's consumption. Advertising promises us happiness, success, and solutions to our problems through the purchase of products and services. We are so absorbed in filling the void with new acquisitions that we fail to see how our energy is being drained by the act of always wanting more. Each of these elements, politics, media, consumption, serves one purpose: to divert our attention. And by keeping the population distracted and divided, those who control the system can continue to operate without resistance. And as this happens, our energy, focus, and ability to act collectively dissipates, making us more and more vulnerable to the silent control surrounding us. Distraction is not accidental. It's meticulously planned so that we never see the true source of our exhaustion and fatigue. And while we remain distracted, the machine continues to run. Fear is one of the most powerful tools the system uses to keep us under control. It paralyzes us, stops us from thinking clearly, and makes us react impulsively instead of acting with awareness and reason. From announcements of imminent crises to alarmist news, fear is constantly fed to keep us in a state of alert, but not action. The narratives presented in the media are created to scare us, generating constant tension that keeps us busy responding to external dangers, real or fabricated. Whether it's a political, economic, or health crisis, constant exposure to fear prevents us from questioning what's happening behind the scenes. Fear makes us think about our short-term survival, blinding us to the long-term effects of a system that drains us. And the more we keep our attention focused on fear, the less we are able to question the status quo. By manipulating our most primal emotion, fear, the system ensures that we never take control. It keeps us dependent, reactive, and disconnected from our true capacity for action. And while we're stuck in this fear cycle, those who control this system continue to follow their own objectives, quietly. And the impact of this directly affects our daily lives, shaping everything from work to the time we should be dedicating to ourselves. But beyond all this, there is also a feeling that we are racing against time. What seemed like just another regular day begins with the rush to get out of bed, already thinking of the tasks ahead. The clock ticks another race against time and obligations pile up. What we often don't realize is that we are living under an invisible weight, affecting our energy and well-being day after day. Exhaustion, which many confuse with physical fatigue, goes deeper. It's mental, emotional, and often spiritual. Constant work, with its endless meetings and deadlines, seems to never leave space for true rest. Even when there's free time, it's filled with obligations or the need to produce more, making any moment of rest lost in anxiety. On top of all this, there's the overload of information, whether through messages, news, or social media, that never gives us a break. Each one demanding attention, each draining our energy subtly, but constantly. This constant flow of information, although it seems harmless, leaves us mentally exhausted and overloaded. And in the middle of all this, there's very little of ourselves left. The time for reflection, for activities that connect us to what truly matters, becomes scarce. We're so immersed in maintaining productivity that we forget to nurture the parts of us that truly need attention. The impact of this is profound, shaping how we live, how we relate, and even how we see ourselves. This energy drain is like a constant invasion, taking away our power to question and act authentically. The feeling of being trapped in this cycle grows, and the worst part is that while we're buried in commitments and obligations, the draining continues, and we don't even realize its true extent. As I said, the true currency in this system is not money, but our energy. We're constantly led to believe that the goal of life is to accumulate financial wealth, but what's truly at stake is something far deeper and more vital. Our attention, our emotions, and the time we spend, day after day, working and consuming. Every task we perform, every emotion we spend responding to advertising, every moment of our attention dedicated to something superficial is a form of payment, not just in money, but in vitality and focus. Behind the mindless consumption and the constant search for new things, there's the real dynamic. We're giving our energy in exchange for products that often don't meet real needs, but create a void that forces us to consume more. But we never give ourselves the time to stop, reflect, and realize that we are kept in this vicious cycle. Consumption becomes a habit, a way to fill the void created by lack of time and constant exhaustion. And so, we are dragged into working, consuming, and giving our energy to a system that promises satisfaction but leaves us emptier every time. Industries around the world play a crucial role in perpetuating this vicious cycle of exhaustion. Every sector, from media to entertainment and even health, has its strategic role in ensuring that people stay trapped in the game without ever questioning its true nature. Movies, TV shows, music, and social media are designed to keep us engaged, not with something meaningful, but with content that drains our emotional and mental energy. The constant search for fun and validation through likes and views pushes us away from our true needs, leaving us in a state of endless pursuit and dissatisfaction. And this constant search for validation, whether through likes on social media or comparison with others, pushes us to a place where our authenticity dissolves. Because when we compare ourselves and conform to what is expected or acceptable, we stop following our true passions and desires. Instead, we spend our energy trying to please, being what we're not, just to meet an imposed expectation. The health industry also has its role, and I would say this one is the most delicate. Prescriptions for medications and treatments often offer quick, superficial solutions, keeping us trapped in the cycle of consumption and wear and tear. These sectors are deeply interconnected, forming a system that not only exploits our energy, but also makes us believe it's normal to live in this constant state of fatigue and searching. We're constantly told what we should want, what we should wear, what we should feel. This external pressure makes us drift away from our own truths and lose ourselves in the search for something we never really own. Instead of focusing on discovering what truly nourishes us, we find ourselves constantly looking for the next product, the next trend, or the next external confirmation. And the more we give into this cycle, the further we drift from our essence. And here's the paradox. The more we consume to try to fill the void, the more the void seems to grow. The promise of immediate satisfaction is never fulfilled because true peace and authenticity cannot be bought. And when we lose ourselves in the search for something outside of ourselves, we stop nourishing what is truly valuable and unique within us. And the result is drained energy, a deep disconnection from who we are and what truly matters. But the good news is that there's a technique that, when applied correctly, can begin to break the cycle of exhaustion you feel. And it doesn't require you to do more or consume more, but rather to slow down and reconnect with your essence. This technique isn't new, but it's been neglected amid the chaos and distractions of modern life. This technique is known as mindful presence meditation. The practice is simple, but incredibly powerful. It involves reconnecting with the present moment and reprogramming the flow of your energy through a series of steps that help restore your vitality. To start the practice, find a quiet place where you can be undisturbed for at least 10 to 15 minutes. The idea is to create a space without interruptions, where you can simply be with yourself. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Inhale slowly through your nose, allowing the air to fill your lungs, and then exhale gently through your mouth. With each breath, visualize your energy expanding and contracting with your breath. As you exhale, imagine releasing the tensions and distractions of the day. With your eyes closed, begin to scan your body. Focus on the sensations in each part, from your feet to your head. Notice where tension builds up, and as you breathe, release these areas, relaxing each muscle. This process helps restore the natural flow of energy in your body, undoing the physical tensions that drain your vitality. After that, visualize a soft, golden or white light beginning at the center of your chest, at the heart area. See this light grow with each breath, expanding throughout your body. As this energy fills you, feel yourself renewed, as if every cell is being energized, restored, and rejuvenated. Then shift the focus to your mind. Notice the thoughts that arise without attaching to any of them. Each thought is like a cloud passing through the sky of your consciousness. Allow them to come and go without letting anything distract you from the experience of being present. As your mind calms, your energy begins to return, rather than being drained by scattered thoughts. And at the end of the practice, take a few moments to thank your body and mind for this healing moment. Recognize that by slowing down, you have recovered a small part of the lost energy. This practice is not about escaping the world, but about reclaiming your power from within. This meditation process can be done daily, and over time, you'll notice a significant difference in how your energy restores itself. This technique, though simple, is the key to stopping the constant cycle of depletion. It allows you to reclaim your vital energy, aligning body, mind, and spirit, and recovering what was lost in the endless rush of daily life. And as this practice becomes part of your routine, you will be increasingly free to live authentically and energetically. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with others so they can benefit from this message. And don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thanks again for watching and for joining me. Take care and see you soon.